In our daily lives, it's very, very easy to get distracted by the things that we do in our days. You get up and you go to work every morning. You might go home and play video games. You hang out with your friends, drink a couple beers. You think about women all the time and you scroll on your phone and you look at content that is just not healthy for not just your mind, but for your spirit and your body. But today is a very important conversation that I want to have today, because with the way that the current world is going, especially for our young men, they start to find themselves a little aimless. They're starting to find themselves a little hopeless. They find themselves lonely and not knowing what to do in their lives and wondering what is next for their lives, and this is all they're gonna get in their lives. What I want to tell you today is that you've been living an accidental life. You've been living a life that hasn't been giving you what you deserve or giving you what you want or you need in your life. But I want to tell you now that you have a purpose, you have a calling, and you have a passion. You just have to go ahead and look deep in it and find what that passion could be. It's time for you to stop living on accident and start living on purpose. Beautiful morning. What's up, everybody? It's Sinbad JDP with another episode of Sinbad Says for you today. It's a very rainy episode, but we don't let the rain stop the show. I want to just come out here and talk to you about something very important that's near and dear to my heart, and that would be able to help a lot of you out there, because last episode we talked about something special, being how fathers matter and how your family matters and how you need to be able to love yourself and put yourself first. And I want to be able to help you go ahead and dig deeper and dig further. For all of you guys who are new fathers, for those of you who don't have a father and you aspire to be a father, I still want to tell you I love you, because this is still a good episode that is happening in Men's Mental Health Month. Even though it is the last day, I want to give you another one that's going to be able to help you with this episode. And that episode starts here today with how to find your purpose, living on purpose and not living a life that you live on accident, because so many of us start to live it. So many of us get up each and every single day doing the same thing. Now, tell me if this isn't a familiar start to the day. Your alarm goes off, you get up and you go to work. You work for about 6 to 8 hours, and then you come home, you get some food, you turn on your TV, you're watching TV, you're playing a video game, you're scrolling on your phone, you're looking at content, you're looking at girls, you're looking at things that is just not healthy for you. And then also on top of that, you probably go out with your friends and you get a beer, and you probably just start messing with some products or drugs that may just help you get over being sober. And then that's how you keep on going with your life. That is the familiar start to most men today. For a lot of young men, for a lot of men that is growing and trying to find themselves, they're starting to live a perpetual life each and every single day. And that doesn't help them a lot at all. It doesn't help the mental health of our men. It doesn't help the mental health of our fathers. It doesn't help a lot of people that is trying to keep going in society and trying to be the very best that they can be. Well, I want to be able to help you out today. I want to be able to give you what you need to find your purpose and live with passion inside of your life, because what you're doing isn't good. Now, here's a story that I want to tell you. It starts off with a man named John. And John, he's into woodworking. He likes to do all types of things like carpentry, and he likes to go ahead and use that wood to make it and turn it into things that we need, like furniture. Or he may use it to turn it into stuff like cabinets and countertops and just working on baseboards. And he did that as a hobby, so then he can get through the boring, mundane, everyday life of him working in an office job. It got to a point to one day where he couldn't take working at his office job, and he just wanted to quit, but he didn't know what to do until he saw that he had a passion for woodworking. Anytime he just held the wood, anytime he thought of an idea or a concept, he feel it shooting through his veins and through his hands. It got to a point to where he just didn't want to do anything that had nothing to do with woodworking. He wanted to gear himself towards that. And then one day he made a decision. He said, I am no longer going to do this anymore. I'm going to be a woodworker. I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to start. And that's exactly what John did. John decided to go put in his 2-week notice, and he said, I am no longer going to do this anymore. Woodworking is my passion, and I'm going to start my own woodworking business, and I'm going to leave my office job. I'm going to leave behind the old life that I had, and I'm going to pursue something that's going to give me passion. I'm going to pursue something that's going to give me purpose. And that's what a lot of people is struggling with today. A lot of us struggle with the things that we want to do. A lot of us wonder, how can we find ourselves in a spot that is way better than where we're in now? How can we reposition ourselves from being the boring, mundane person who feels like he's a loser, saying that I'm just playing video games and all these girls, they're not talking to me, and I'm going to work each and every single day and it's not paying me. I'm not living above my means. I'm just over broke working a job, because that's what working a job stands for. Just over broke. You don't want to be just over broke. And the way that things are going now with the economy, with society, and how people are making money on a regular, in a general level, they're not even getting just over broke. They're just in a spot that's gonna keep them stuck and perpetually stuck in trying to focus and trying to rely on the finances that's not even being able to help them. You're gonna stay like that if you don't take the risk. If you don't take the risk the way John did. Now, John had some hardships. He had some trouble. He had to know how to be an entrepreneur. He had to know how to run a business, and he had to be able to find customers and leads that can give him everything that he needed, so then he can start his woodworking. But through all of that adversity, through all of that struggle, through all of that time that he spent working on being a woodworker, getting his business out and not having to rely on working a 9-to-5 job that's keeping him just over broke, he decided to push past everything, and he became exactly who he needed to be, and he did what he needed to do so then he can be able to live his life as a woodworker. A lot of us struggle with these type of things, and it's not very easy to do so. If it was easy, everyone would do it. I understand. But if you want to live a better life, if you want to stop doing the things that you're doing now, then you need to get up and actually start doing those things. I'm telling you this right now, young man. I'm telling you this right now as a young man myself. I'm only 28 years old. So I understand what it's like when you just get up in the morning. I used to get up in the morning and I would just watch TV. I would scroll on my phone. That's the first thing you're doing, scrolling on my phone. First thing I'm doing is scrolling on my phone, looking at Facebook, looking at Instagram, looking at TikTok and YouTube, and I'm just bouncing from app to app to app to app to app to app. And it's not very good. It's not very healthy. And it just takes away so much of your time, because you're not even going to remember half of the things that you just saw when you go on Instagram, when you go on Facebook, when you're looking at things on YouTube, when you're looking at things that are just not very beneficial to your life. It's actually really a detriment to your life, and it's not going to be very helpful for you in the long run if you just keep on doing these things and looking at those things. But I'm telling you now, that's how I was living. That's how sometimes I find myself starting to scroll a little bit more, and then I stop and I say, nah, we can't keep doing this. I'm 28 years old and I got a family. I got a wife, and I have a daughter, and I'm about to have another daughter. So there's a lot of things that I need to do, and one of those things is not scrolling on my phone each and every day, thinking about thinking about things that is detrimental to my life, looking at explicit content, working a job that's not even helping me, and something that I don't even enjoy fully. It's not something that is a passion. It's not something that is a dream. It's not something that is a vision. It's not something that is going to propel me to where I want to be and position me to where I want to be. But when you do these things and you keep staying in that level of just in that same box, when you stay in that same box, all that's gonna do is just keep you in that box. you gotta go ahead and look further. You gotta go ahead and pursue that, just like how John did. You gotta go ahead and pursue that the way that you want to. And even though it may seem hard, even though it make you feel like you can't do it, even though it may seem like that you just need to get a little bit more money, what you need to do is take the risk. Stop looking down on your dreams. Stop looking down on your passions. Don't downgrade your dreams to match your reality. I need you to upgrade your conviction so then it can match your destiny. That's exactly what I want you to do. And I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can start doing that. First, I need you to identify what your passion is. What are the things that you like to do? Do you like to make music? Do you like art? Do you like to be a lawyer? Do you like fitness? What is it that you like? I like to rap. I like to make music. I even like basketball. You see, I got the 76ers jersey. Allen Iverson, he's my favorite basketball player of all time. I love it. I love to try to model my game after him because I go and play basketball during my lunch breaks at my job. And whenever we're doing our lunch breaks, we go to the gym because we get 1 hour and we're able to just play. And I like to try to dribble. I like to go ahead and hit the crossover. I like to go ahead and work on my shot. It's something that I like to do. But I have identified that this is just something that is a hobby. So what's another thing that I like to do myself? What is one thing that I like to do and identify that is a passion of mine that I love to do, that I would love to do without even the need of making money? That's right. You're looking at it right here. I like to speak. I like to speak to the young people. I like to speak to anybody that is looking for the motivation to get back up and not look down, because that is exactly what we need. That is exactly what people need in our everyday lives when we're starting to live our lives, when we're starting to leave this mundane, this perpetual mundane cycle that we're in. That's exactly what we need. When I started doing this, now, some of you guys might think that I'm new to this. Some of you guys might think that, hey, this is your first time seeing me, and it is. It probably is your first time seeing me now. I don't got a lot of subscribers, and there's not a lot of people that watch this. But what I do know is that the reason why it's like that is because of the fact that I just now decided to go on YouTube and pursue this as my full passion. I just now decided to say I'm going to start uploading stuff on YouTube, and I'm going to use this to inspire some young cats. I'm going to do this to inspire some young kids. I'm going to do this to inspire people that are feeling lost, that felt like they gave up, that felt like they fell down and they don't know how to get back up. I'm going to do this for people that felt exactly like how I did when I didn't have nothing, when I felt like I didn't have anything going for myself, when I felt like that even everything that I want to do with making music or wanting to make comic books or wanted to be a great dad or wanted to be an interstellar husband, wanted to be a man of God, wanted to be any of these things, when I felt like I didn't have those, I decided to get back up. I decided to do my very best. I decided to make sure that I'm gonna pursue my passion and be exactly what I want to be, because working a job was not for me. It's definitely not for me, and I still work a job. But I just do know that there's something out there that is bigger, and I want you to feel that too. Now, what I'm talking about now is the fact that, like I said, you don't know who I am. I just started on YouTube. But in 2018, I started already doing this thing. I called it Sinbad Says, which is what it's called now on YouTube. I started making videos that can talk to people. I started making short 5-10-minute videos on IGTV when it first came out, and I thought that it was cool to start doing it. I started making videos saying, hey, don't look down. I started making videos telling people to stay grounded. I started making videos talking about how we should celebrate our lives while we have it. Even when lives are gone, celebrate the lives that the people had. And I just wanted to inspire people. And there were people that saw me on Instagram and they liked my stuff. I used to go live all the time. But then I fell down. I got hurt. I fell down. I had problems. I fell down. I was unmotivated. I fell down. And I looked down. I did the very thing that I was telling other people not to do. But I got hit with such a bad hardship that happened in our lives, in my life, and it caused me to want to step back I stopped focusing on making music. I stopped focusing on wanting to help people. I stopped focusing on everything because my mental health was doing really, really bad. And I wanted to do a whole lot better than what I was. I had got a wife, I had a daughter, and I'm about to have another daughter now. And me and her was going through such a hardship. And I was just like, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live in a way to where everything is aimless and there's no guidance. And I want my daughter to believe in something beyond me. I wanted to believe in something beyond me. And the things that I was believing in then just wasn't helping me at all. So then I decided I need to do better. I need to focus more. I need to get going. I need to get up, get out, get going. I need to get back up. I need something that's gonna get me back up. And I found that when I found God again, Jesus done came and told me, this is what I have for you. You can get back up. He said that I was created in his workmanship. I was his workmanship created in Christ Jesus. And he said, son, don't let your hearts be troubled. Just trust God and also trust in me, because there's something bigger for you. There's something much greater for you. Who cares? Even though you have your problems, you have problems with your wife, you have problems with your dad, you have problems with your friends, you have problems with finding a job, you have problems with finances, you have problems with so many other things that's going on in your life, but it doesn't matter. Get back up and we're gonna put everything back together. I wasn't falling apart, I was falling into place. And that's what I'm telling you right now. You're not falling apart, you're falling into place. Everything that you're dealing with, everything that's causing you to feel like that life is mundane and that you're just living the perpetual everyday life, you're looking down on your dreams and you're looking down on the opportunity, you're looking down on everything, and you're just sitting here worshiping and worrying and not finding what that passion is. Guess what? It's waiting for you right now to just say, look up to me. We're gonna do good and you're gonna make it. You're gonna find your passion. You got that passion, and I found that back with wanting to come back and speak to you. I know that was a long story, but guess what? This is why I'm telling you this now, because it's important that you hear it. You find your passion, and I found that passion in speaking and saying that I'm gonna be a great speaker. I'm gonna be the greatest speaker ever. I'm gonna do everything I can, and that's why I'm here talking to you right now, because I found this passion. It was just something that I wanted to do to motivate. This was just something I wanted to do as a hobby. This is just something I wanted to do on the side of making my music and making my comics. But then I just said, wait a minute, this is something that I genuinely love, and I'm gonna keep on going to do this, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you can do the same thing, identifying what that passion is and how it's gonna be. And that's what it is for you. Number two, I want to talk about it now. Y'all got me hype right now, man. I want to talk about it now, bro. Number two is understanding what your core values are. Sit down, write your values. Do that align with the things that you want to do. Do these things. These core values can be anything, like saying, hey, I believe in God. So everything I talk about, I want to everyone to know that this is all coming from God. I want to say that everything that I do, anything that I sign on, if I start speaking at engagements, I just want to know it's not to compromise anything that I believe in. I believe in family. So I want everybody to know I got a family. I got a daughter. I have another daughter coming. I have a wife, and I'm all about family. I'm a family man, and nothing is gonna be able to come between that thing. When I work at my job, and anything that's going on with my wife, I work a job, and anytime my wife needs me to go to the hospital with her, go to the doctor with her, make sure that she's okay because she's pregnant and she has health conditions, I decide to go over there and help her whenever she asks me, when she needs me. Because yes, my job is gonna be there. My job is what pays me. My job is what helps me pay my bills, but my job is not my life. I don't revolve around my job. I can always find another job, or I can just come here to YouTube and I can try to work full time, or I can just go out there and try to make other different side hustles while I'm doing this thing. I can try to find a way to make money. I don't want to revolve around money, because when you revolve around money and nothing else, then you start to do anything for money, which is why people start going out there and selling drugs. And no disrespect to those who got to do it to provide for their families and such, much, but you want to be able to do things that's within the law and not going to get you in trouble. That's what I'm telling you right now. That's why I'm here. I'm doing this thing for you right now so you don't fall into those things, so you don't end up selling drugs, so you don't end up looking at things that are like inappropriate, like adult content, so then other people won't end up doing things like getting into gangs, like starting to rob people, like doing all sorts of things that are terrible, because there's so much more that you can do. My thing that I like to do here is I do this for my family, and I'm not going to revolve around money to do that. I know I have a God that's going to provide me everything that I need. He's going to provide me the money, the food. He's going to provide me the home. He's going to do all types of things and such, So that's what it is. Identifying what your core values, one of those are just a few examples that you can do. Number 3. Now, I don't want to take too much of your time here, so we're gonna try to go ahead and speed everything up for you, because we've been dropping some jewels, some gems, some nuggets in there for you, and I want to be able to make sure that you still take in everything, because we're not done yet, y'all. So number 3 is take small steps. Listen, you're not gonna change overnight. You're not gonna wake up one day and be a whole new different person. You're not gonna wake up. You can't just wake up one day. Say like you want to be a fitness or a gym rat, or you want to be a fitness coach, and you decide, I'm gonna start going to the gym. Today's day 1. You're not gonna get up and be a master at that already. You're not gonna get up and you're gonna be just built, hulking, or none of that. You ain't gonna be cut up or shredded. You gotta go out there. You gotta find a proven method that helps and works with you. And then number 2, you gotta make sure that everything you're doing is gonna keep you in the right position. Say like me, for example, I still work a regular job, but on the side I make music, and I also make motivational content for you called Sinbad Says. So what I have here in place for me to survive and make money right now is to make generators at my job that I do. But let me tell you, this is just the small steps that we're taking. Being able to get up every day, put into work, put everything into action. Make sure that I'm becoming the person that I say that I want to be by doing the things that those people do. So you gotta go ahead and take some small steps. Be great while you're doing those things too, and don't beat yourself up just because you haven't jumped out the porch and did that thing yet. No, that's not the way to go. Let me give you another great example. Steve Harvey, he wanted to be a comedian. He said he wanted to be on TV. He went to go do he got paid for his first stand-up act. They only gave him $50. That $50 told him, I'm gonna go ahead and jump all the way off the porch. He quit his job and he lived homeless in his car for 3 years, until he finally was starting to make a whole lot more money on TV, and he was able to buy him a house, gave him some land and everything. Listen, he advised people not to do those type of things, and I advise you to do the same thing. I'm not gonna just try to quit my job knowing I'm not in the right position, and I don't want you to do that either. What I want you to do is take small steps. Write down your plan. What am I gonna do this week? What am I gonna be doing to move the needle, and how am I gonna get that there, and at what time period do I wanna get that done? Write your plan, set some goals, get that done. After that, seek inspiration. That's number 4. Seek inspiration. Who are you surrounding yourself around that want to do the things that you do? Are you around people that's not doing those things? Are you around people that still want to go out and party every weekend? Are you still going out with people that talk about how many more girls they can get than you? Are you still hanging around people that saying, I'm gonna go and hop on the game at the end of the night every single night? Are you hanging around people that are not focusing on their dreams? If you're hanging around those people, they're corrupting your character. Bad company corrupts good character, and I need you to zero in on who you need to hang around. Les Brown said he goes OQP, which is only quality people that gives you quality time, people that's giving you quality value, people that's giving you gems and giving you a way for you to elevate yourselves and be better, that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to make sure that you're not falling back and slipping. Get you a coach, start reading some books that you need to read so you can become great at what you're doing. That's another small step you got to take. Start doing some seminars, start thinking every single day. I like to get up every single morning and I like to listen to motivational content. I love Eric Thomas, I love Les Brown, I love listening to those type of people, Tony Robbins. I love listening to Jeremy Anderson. I love listening to Inky Johnson. I love listening to those people because those are the people that I want to be like. Shout out to them too. Shout out to Eric Thomas and Jeremy Anderson and Inky Johnson for the Next Level Speakers Conference. I was there this year and it was awesome. It was mind-blowing. It was transformative. These are the things that you got to start doing so you can be able to be good. Seek that inspiration to keep it alive, because motivation alone ain't going to fuel you. You telling yourself, I just want to do this, is not going to make it come true. It's action that you got to take, and you keep on doing those things. And the last thing I want you to do is probably the most important one of them all, and that is being patient. Patience is a virtue. Being anxious will hurt you. I want you to be patient with this thing because it don't happen overnight. You're not going to be changed overnight. The moment you go out there and you have a big moment and they love it and everybody's saying you did so well and you thinking that your life has changed, and then your life don't change and now you're like, oh my goodness, I quit because it's taking too long. Please don't be like that. Things come and they go. Life is temporary. So the things that you want to come fast, they leave just as fast. Pace yourself. Be patient with everything that you're doing. Plan out everything and just wait. Give it to God. God is going to be the one that order your steps. He's going to be the one to let you write your vision and make it plain, because he sees everything. He sees what you're going to do. He sees what you want to do. He's here to help you do those things, and he's here to get you on the right path and the right calling. Don't try to rush it just because somebody's going to try to give you a get-rich-quick scheme. Don't try to rush it because you're thinking that you don't have enough time. And even though, I'm not going to lie, we ain't got too much time. Remember, opportunities, they come and they go too. So you got to take the opportunities, but you got to be patient for the right ones that do come. You still got to pace yourself. You can't make any hasty decisions. You can't go out there and just try to rush into everything that you're not ready to do. If you got to do a little bit more studying, do a little bit more studying. Keep on doing that. Don't let that hold yourself back. Don't take too long. But please don't move too fast. That's what I want you to do, everybody. Those are 5 principles that I have for you on what it takes to pursue your passion and live purposefully and understand what that passion is, because it's time for you to stop living on accident. It's time for you to stop looking down on your dreams. I need you to look up to it, because when you look down on it, it's beneath you. You stepping on that thing because you can. If your dream is something that is too small, if your dream is small enough for you to look down, then you're doing something wrong. I need you to look up. If your dream is not to the moon, if your dream isn't high to the moon, beyond the moon, delusional, then you are doing something wrong. You need to understand that your dream is gonna be something that's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be something that's so great. It's gonna bring you to places where you don't know where you're gonna go. And the only way that you're gonna do that is by looking up to your dreams and looking at it as that being as high as the mountaintop. I need you to go ahead and climb the mountain and understand that this is a journey, not a destination. It's the journey, not the destination. The journey is what makes everything worth it. Not just you getting somewhere, but you going to the place, you enjoying where it is. I need you to say this affirmation with me just so it can be ingrained in your head. I picture myself at the mountaintop and I allow myself to enjoy the climb, because that's what it is. The climb is what's gonna get you on your purpose. The climb is what's gonna get you looking good. The climb is what's gonna have your passion. The climb is going to be everything that you will experience and love about the journey and why you're doing it. Nobody sees the work that you do in the dark. Nobody sees the work that you do by yourself. Nobody sees the work that you do no one sees the work that I do when I'm beyond this camera. When these cameras go off, when this video is not posted, guess what? Nobody else sees what I'm doing after that. They don't see the editing. They don't see the captions that I'm putting on there. They don't see the other people that I'm talking to, or how I'm discussing how I'm going to do this. They don't see me getting up in the morning. They don't see the studying, the reading. They don't see any of those things, and nobody's going to see that for you either. But what they're going to see is the milestone you hit when you did everything that you need to do that led to that. And that's what I want to tell you that right now. Don't look down and get back up. Please get back up and live your life. Start living. Live on purpose. You're not living an accidental life no more. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Be free.